Now I would like to invite Honorable Justice Indu Malhotra, former Judge, Supreme Court of India and currently a member of Permanent Court of Arbitration, for the welcome address. Over to you, ma'am.
Honorable the Chief Justice of India, Dr. Justice D.Y. Chandrachud, Honorable Justice Sanjeev Khanna, Justice Supreme Court of India, Judges of the Supreme Court, present and past, Honorable Judges from the various High Courts who have come here to attend this event, Mr. R. Venkatramani, the Attorney General for India, the Solicitor General of India, even though he is not here in absentia, the Additional Solicitor Generals of India, Mr. Kapil Sibal, the President of the Supreme Court Bar Association, His Excellency Dr. Martin Chaplek, Secretary General, Permanent Court of Arbitration, Ms. Anna Jaubin Brett, UNCITRAL Secretary, Mr. Damu Ravi, Secretary in Economic Relations, Ministry of External Affairs, distinguished guests from various jurisdictions who have come here to speak and participate in the 4th PCA India Conference, members of the bar, ladies and gentlemen, my warm greetings to all of you. I am honored to deliver the opening address on the momentous occasion of the 75th year of the establishment of the Supreme Court of India and the 125th anniversary of the Permanent Court of Arbitration. The PCA was the first permanent intergovernmental organization to provide a forum for resolution of international disputes through arbitration and other peaceful means. The PCA was established by the Convention for the Pacific Settlement of International Disputes, which was concluded during the First Hague Peace Conference in 1899. The PCA provides services for the resolution of disputes involving states, state entities, intergovernmental organizations, and investor-state arbitrations. The Republic of India became a member of the PCA in 1950 by becoming a contracting party to the 1899 Convention. On 19 September 2008, the PCA and the Republic of India signed the Host Country Agreement. The PCA has signed similar agreements with various countries in order to make its dispute resolution services more widely accessible. Through host country agreements, the host country and the PCA establish a legal framework under which PCA administered proceedings can be conducted within the territory of the host state. Under the host country agreement, the Government of India has provided office and meeting space to the PCA, which is currently under construction in the V.K. Krishna Menon Bhavan across the Supreme Court. The first PCA India Conference was held in 2017 at the initiative of late Mr. Fali Nariman, who played a pivotal role in furthering the objectives of the PCA India Host Conference Agreement. The subsequent editions of the conference were held in 2019 and 20. After a break in 2021 on account of COVID, a workshop was organized exclusively on investment treaties in 2022 for capacity building by engaging experts from India and overseas. We are now holding the 4th PCA conference this weekend. The PCA has conducted several politically sensitive cases across the world, and I will cite 3 of them with respect to India. The first was the interstate arbitration between Pakistan and India arising out of the Indus Water Treaty in the Kishan-Ganga arbitration. Mr. Nariman represented the Republic of India without charging any fees and described it as his duty to the nation. It is heralded as a success for both Pakistan and India and is cited as an example of peaceful resolution of international disputes, particularly where there were strained and disturbed relations between 2 neighboring states. Interestingly, this is a rare case where there was a 7-member tribunal constituted from diverse backgrounds of jurists, and there was no one who was representing the contesting states in the tribunal. The tribunal passed a unanimous award, which is being followed to date by both the states. The second one was the arbitration between India and Bangladesh under the United Nations Convention on Law of the Sea, which is known as the Bay of Bengal Maritime Boundary Arbitration. The award was passed by a 5-member tribunal in 2014, establishing the course of the maritime boundary line between Bangladesh and India. And more recently, the PCA administered what is popularly referred to as the Italian Marines case, and I must mention that now Justice P. Narasimha, who was then Additional Solicitor General, had represented the Republic of India in this case. The case pertains to the killing of 2 Indian fishermen by 2 Italian Marines on board an oil tanker. A 5-member tribunal passed a unanimous award in 2020, wherein it was held that India was entitled to compensation in connection with the loss of life, physical harm, material damage to property and moral harm suffered by the captain and crew of the Indian vessel. On the issue of jurisdiction, it was ruled that as per the territoriality principle, both Italy and India were entitled to exercise jurisdiction over the incident, since the offence was commenced on board the Italian vessel and completed on board the Indian vessel. However, it was held that India was precluded from exercising its jurisdiction over the Italian Marines, since they were entitled to state immunity because they were on a vessel with the Italian flag. At present, India is going through a transitional phase in its investment treaty program. Historically, India signed its first bilateral investment treaty in 1994 with the United Kingdom. Post the 1991 economic reforms and up to 2015, India signed up BITs with 83 countries. The BITs were based on the Indian model BIT text of 1993, which was based on the basis of the contemporary international precedents. It is towards the end of 2011 when the first adverse order was passed against India in the White Industries case, which resulted in the government reviewing its entire investment treaty regime, particularly since it has resulted in a spate of claims being filed against the Republic of India. All these claims are based on the first generation treaties. The government issued termination notices to the countries with whom the initial treaty period had ended. However, claims continue to be filed under the sunset clauses of these treaties. The earlier model was revisited and a new model text has been adopted in 2015. In the model BIT of 2015, the default power of appointment has been conferred upon the Secretary General of the Permanent Court of Arbitration, where the arbitrations are conducted under the UNCITRAL rules. India has recently signed a unique agreement with Brazil, which is quite a unique model where there is no ISDS clause, but it provides for a joint committee to resolve disputes of investors in both the countries. And in case there is a failure, then there can be a reference to an ad hoc interstate arbitration. It's a vexed issue, and these issues are being deliberated and discussed in various fora as to what are the alternates or what is the reforms required in the ISDS system. With this, I welcome all the dignitaries on the dais and off the dais to the 4th PCA India Conference on International Arbitration and Rule of Law, and I hope that it will give an opportunity to have a meaningful discussion and interaction between the participants and the deliberations on the same, on various subjects which have been slated during the next 2 days. Thank you.